Hey guys, Adam Blue from Blue Gamer with a review of Godzilla on the PS4. I'm sure you've probably already heard this game is pretty bad, but it's not. To be fair, I generally tend to enjoy games the vocal majority dislikes, but bear with me. Let me add by saying I'm not any sort of Godzilla fan. I just think giant monsters are cool. So the graphics are passable, kind of a disappointment for the PS4. This is also a PS3 release, so I'm sure it's just some sort of cross-gen port, but I think it would have added a lot to the destruction, the monsters, the scale of everything if we had some pretty cool-looking current-gen graphics. The game itself is very repetitive. Just destroy generators, fight kaiju, rinse, repeat. You really feel like you're controlling a giant monster, though, and that's what they got done right here. You actually use the left and right shoulder buttons to rotate, for instance, Godzilla. You're actually rotating when you're doing your turning. You don't use the analog stick to turn. And I think that kind of adds to almost like the tank controls to make it really feel like you're controlling a giant, monstrous kaiju. You have a couple attack buttons, a roar, a grab, laser breath. It's all pretty basic stuff, really easy to learn. You want to use one attack depending on the situation and another depending on other situations. A lot of this also makes sense for when you're fighting the other kaijus. You want to really think about the types of attacks you're using. Not saying that there's a lot of depth and strategy involved, but it's not just button mashing. The story mode offers branching paths and items to collect, so there's some replay value if you can stomach replaying it. There are different modes as well, and as you play the game, you collect items to help evolve your kaiju, and there seems to be a big list of monsters to use. So there is a leveling aspect, but it's quite a grind to do so. So let me explain how I see this game as opposed to a lot of the bad reviews out there. It is best played in short sessions. It's all mindless destruction. So if you're coming off of a cerebral game or something slightly more stressful, this is actually a good and satisfying break. It's just you can sit back, you don't have to focus, you can turn off your brain and just have fun destroying things. Okay, but if you plan to main Godzilla, let's say you just buy this as a title that you're going to play for the next few weeks, you're going to get burned out pretty quickly. It's really the same thing over and over again. It's hard to say that this game is worth $60. I'm sure there will be a price drop soon, unless it's the Godzilla IP that's actually driving sales for this thing. In the meantime, you probably want to rent it or borrow it. Do what you can to give it a try. It might even be worth $60 to you. Just for me, it's actually pretty fun and worth playing, and that's something I want to reiterate, that to me, this is fun and it is worth playing. I just don't know if it's $60 worth. So, I give this game a solid try. Positives: feels like you're controlling a monster. Branching paths add to replay value, and there are a bunch of different monsters. Negatives: it's repetitive. It's repetitive. And the visuals are just okay. A truly current-gen looking Godzilla would actually do great for the series. But anyway, there you guys go. If you've played it, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.